Lamb dishes to Singh. That evens the score.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Here's Mills. Following the basket by Kyle Singh. Bellinelli for three. Count the bucket. And the Spurs lead by 3.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens.
Especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots. Patty Mills is one of the first indigenous Australians to play in the NBA. Trained at the same Australian Institute of Sport that helped develop Andrew Bogut. He played his college ball at St. Mary's in the Bay Area and has really developed into a nice backup point guard.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And Mills more of a scoring point, not a big assist man by any means, Steve, but he keeps his turnovers extremely low.
Yeah, great shooter with deep range, terrific speed and quickness. It puts a lot of pressure on a defense.
As we approach the playoffs, let's now take a look at what is shaping up in the West. Taking a look at San Antonio. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time. Sitting in first place right now and not looking like they, are going to be slowing down at all. And checking out Oklahoma City. And they're down 4 spots from them.
I think for Oklahoma City, I think maybe they've slipped just a bit from where they were a season ago. They're a team that typically figures it out as the season goes on.
And granted, it's hard to stay at the very top of the standings, but the playoffs are a whole different story. They're a team with playoff experience under their belts. They've got lots of confidence. I think they'll be just fine.
Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Another shot. There's the dish to Augustine. Pass to Lamb. There's 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Adams, the pass to Durant. He dishes it to Singh. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. That gives them the lead. Adams has got his first points of the game.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
Offensive rebound.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Here's Augustine.
My goodness.
He beats the buzzer.
Wow.
Oh, 3 points right there at the end of the quarter.
Only about 1 in 50 of those go down, but that's why you chuck them up there. You want to give yourself a chance.
Coming up Friday, March 28th, Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors go up against the Milwaukee Bucks live from Bradley Center. Make sure to catch it.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And for the Thunder guys, what stands out to you so far?
They've done a nice job on the offensive boards here, guys, and I think that was the difference in that first quarter. Really pounding the offensive glass.
Well, they set the tone early with their mindset, their tenacity, and their hustle. That's the way they've come out, and it's served them well.
So for Oklahoma City right now, international combo up front with Ibaka and Adams. DJ Augustine out there with Jeremy Lamb, and it's Singler in at the small forward position. Ibaka. And Adams kicks to Ibaka. Goes back up. Adams' shot is off. San Antonio trailing here. This is to Bellinelli. Steve, a lot of teams look at this Thunder franchise as a model, of how to go about building a team that can compete for a title through the NBA draft.
Well, it's a good model to follow, but you need some luck, Kevin. Kevin Durant fell into their lap. If they don't get the second pick in the lottery and if Greg Oden doesn't go first to Portland, none of this happens. So, yeah, great planning, and they've had a terrific effort to put all this together, but it really comes back to getting Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook.
Going back to touch again on the Thunder, really you couldn't have asked for a better scenario for a small market team to put together a roster like this. I mean, your core pieces, your cornerstone pieces, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, are all relatively young in their careers and seem to enjoy playing for each other. So they're going to be good for a long time.
Well, they did have to deal with some small market repercussions, though. The Thunder, I'm talking about. You know, they couldn't afford to pay James Harden. They had to make that trade. But I think they've dealt with it really well. They've added some nice pieces, and the Thunder, obviously, still one of the elite teams in the NBA.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Westbrook, here we go.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, it's startling that he'd even try that right now.
Now here's Leonard. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
And he was disruptive defensively, too. Kevin, really aggressively trying to make plays. In fact, he had 4 steals during that game.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, guys, Coach Greg Popovich, the reigning coach of the year, a big part of his approach is empowering players. He says, quote, it's a player's game, and they've got to take charge. Rather than try to manipulate them, he said, it's a great feeling when players get together and do things as a group. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris.
You know, giving his players room to lead and allowing them to take ownership, I mean, I think that's part of the genius of Popovich.
And the Spurs making a change here. Parker's checked in. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Waiters, he's checked in for Augustine. There's the pass to Parker. Now here's Joseph. He's guarded by Waiters. And Joseph kicks to Parker. 11 feet away. And off the front iron. And in it goes. Parker's got 8.
Boy, he can be a matchup nightmare inside the paint.
The Thunder leading by 3. Here's Westbrook, and the shot is good.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball, just having their way down low.
Now here's Parker. 8 points for him. Now here's Joseph. There's a good screen. Kicks it out to Leonard from downtown. Another miss by Leonard.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Here's Ibaka. That is good. Now it's a 7-point Thunder lead.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Now here's Parker. Averaging 14 points a game. Honors shot good.
Great job there, recognizing the mismatch and taking advantage.
They got to put a bigger guy on him. Otherwise, he'll bury those jumpers all game.
Here's Westbrook. In low to Ibaka. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got 4 assists now tonight.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical, be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Parker with no one around. That 3 off the mark. Oklahoma City leading by 7. There's the screen. It's Westbrook with the drive. Adams dishes to Single. Outside Westbrook. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Russell Westbrook, one of the best success stories when it comes to converting a scoring guard to playing the point. But it's his overall talent that's made him successful. His will, his competitiveness, and his incredible athleticism.
And Westbrook is a phenomenal rebounder and scorer at the point guard position. He gets steals. He really is one of the stat sheet stuffer supreme guys in the league.
And Westbrook every season among the league leaders, Steve, in assists, but also, unfortunately, in turnovers.
Well, with his scoring burden, you know, that's to be expected, but it's definitely an area he can continue to improve.
Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Boris Diaw. Both good from the line that time.
You know, the Spurs, because of their way of conducting business and their low-key personality, have never really been ratings darlings for the NBA, despite being considered and respected as a model franchise in the league. The team's color of silver and black, I think, fits their style. It's not really flashy or gaudy, but it does point out their business-like approach. and how precise they play and how much they win.
Westbrook against Parker. Tries from 10. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Spurs trail by 7. Duncan with a screen on Singlet. Parker drives in. He got right to the cup using that screen. Parker's got 4 points in the quarter.
And you look at the Spurs' lack of branding, if you will. It starts from the top down, from Coach Popovich to Tim Duncan. They don't court media attention. They're close to the vest. All business, all about winning.
Westbrook kicks to Waiters. And a miss there on the triple.
He just couldn't shake loose. He had the defender draped all over him.
The feed to Duncan. Back to Parker. Duncan with the screen on Westbrook. It's Parker with the drive. And Leonard gets it to go. And the Spurs look for a certain kind of player, Clark. I know you're interested in this. The players they get are uninterested in the spotlight. Pop calls them guys that have gotten over themselves.
That's a great way to phrase it, because they're others focused and not self-focused. And that's something that really lends itself well in a culture which glamorizes the I and not the group. And you can see it in the Spurs. They are all about business, and all of the extra stuff is not what appeals to them. They're interested in winning and having fun and enjoying each other, and that's why they're a championship organization and team.
That's a good blueprint.
Yes, it is.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
Westbrook passes to Ibaka. Pass to Waiters. Feeds it to Westbrook. Left side Westbrook. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
Westbrook against Parker. Kicks it to Leonard. Duncan with a screen on Singlet. Leonard dishes to Duncan. And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. A different look now for San Antonio. Splitters checked in for Bonner. And it's Green in for Corey Joseph. San Antonio calls timeout. Some good defense in the NBA, so let's check out the leaders. Number 1, the Spurs.
Points allowed is one of the key indicators for good defensive effort. And this team does a nice job because they force opponents into tough shots. They don't allow easy shots. They're all on the same page. They're aggressive. They're focused. They pay attention to detail. And for 48 minutes, they're going to make their opponents uncomfortable.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession.
Kevin, we've got a moment here to take a look at what the Spurs have done as far as NBA stats go over the last month. First in fewest turnovers per game. Second in opponent points per game. And they're ranked 3rd in field goal shooting. This team has a lot of weapons, and guys are not afraid to share the ball to get good shots.
And what's most impressive out of all those numbers, Clark, is the few turnovers that they commit. Because now all of a sudden you're executing, you're putting a lot of pressure on the defense, because they know they're not going to force a lot of steals and get out in transition to find easy points.
Durant's checked in for Oklahoma City.
Kevin Durant.
Parker against Waiters. Tries a 3. Splitter misses.
Thunder head coach Scott Brooks really consistent with his message. It's all about defensive commitment and trusting your teammates at that end of the floor.
And a fast break now for the Spurs. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense just like that.
Well, that's the best way to get that early offense, Clark. As soon as you come up with a steal, just sprint the other direction.
Westbrook against Parker. Westbrook drives in, lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Westbrook's got 13 points in just this quarter.
And as hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan should be simple. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Duncan with the screen for Parker. And Westbrook pulls it down.
You see the defenders get out of his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the bucket, but not that time.
Cantor with it. Now Green.